here in Essex today, just waiting for Rob to arrive, and then him and I are going to go and explore the River Chelmer. The River Chelmer is a river that runs through Essex. It's about 40 miles long, 65 kilometres in length, and today we will be diving just a small part of it.
Rob arrived and brought all those positive vibes with him, and we started to get our gear ready to take down to the lock. The lock is only a 10-12 minute walk away, so it's not too far. The site has a lock on the left and a weir on the right, and we'll be exploring the area where the red dotted line is. A lock is a device used for raising and lowering boats, and nearby is a weir, which is also a device for regulating the water flow. Now, this waterway is called the River Chelmer, although it was canalised in order to use it for industrial transportation, which eventually stopped in the 1970s. So with clear water and some history, we're hoping to find some interesting stuff down there.
Whew. Our friend Chris has arrived to do surface camera, and I guess he's got someone I've never met before.
You haven't met his baby yet?
No, we've been in a lockdown, pandemic. I haven't met my own nephew yet. No joke.
There he is.
With Chris on the surface cam, it was finally time to jump into the water. It was a bit fresh, but it was nice and clear. That is until our fins disturbed the fine silt that's on the riverbed. First find was a plastic cup from a flask, then some type of battery pack. Rob was dining out in style with his first find. I went over to explore the bottom pound, which is the area outside of the downstream gate. It was an interesting place to have a look around because there was a brick floor with large chunks of concrete lying around. I'm not certain about the construction of this lock, but the canal was built back in 1797, so I assume this is pretty old, if not originally from that date. So it's a little peek back in time, but there was nothing to find here though. We made our way over to the weir side, and the river got a little bit deeper. Unfortunately, there were some discarded wrappers, so when we can, me and Rob try and pick them up and get rid of them later. The aquatic plant life was surprisingly beautiful, and there were some big tree roots that were extending into the water. Rob found a freshwater eel, this tiny little guy. He followed it for a little bit along with the perch. There was more to explore around this side, with the water being a bit clearer and a bit deeper, and we started pulling up a few old bottles and broken glass.
We're finding quite a lot of stuff. A lot of it is crap, but the visibility is really good. However, starting to lose a bit of feeling in the fingers. I'm getting a bit cold now. So we're gonna head back round into the main section and then start getting out.
Nice little bottle haul over there, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh shit.
That's the best one. Well, we didn't find anything valuable.
No.
Oh, you found this mark?
Yeah.
I thought this was your mark you've taken off.
No.
These bottles are the coolest. None of them have, see if any got a date on.
That's like an old Pepsi one, man, isn't it? With
Does
the
look like that.
With
Yeah.
little like bobbles.
Old little like tonic maybe. Well, that's an interesting sized bottle, isn't it?
Grandpa's snake juice.
It is like a snake medicine.
I didn't forget about the crap that we found, so I ran back over to collect it and put it all out in one spot.
We found a load of crap, really,
Yeah.
which was disappointing, but to be expected. And yeah, we would have kept going, but a bit cold now.
Yeah, it's got really, really cold. The weather isn't overly nice, it's overcast, we've got no sun, but at the end of the day we've cleared some river up, haven't we?
We'll throw all this crap in the bin, so at least it's a bit less rubbish in the water here, and maybe better luck next time.
There was a load of beer cans at that weir.
Was
You
there?
see what they just all floated around there.
You should do one where you're like, we're just going to throw all this crap back in the river.
Yeah.
We don't like to disturb
Along with my rubbish
nature.
from the day.
It's like, we saw an animal dying, didn't help it, and now we're going to keep all this crap back in.